A whole 2 detachments of U.S. soldiers got mowed down by the Black Seminoles. They destroyed an entire U.S. military force. Out of 110 people, they killed 108. That's damn good shooting.
The Black Seminoles were using all types of guerrilla warfare tactics, and these warfare tactics are studied in military schools to this day.
They didn't like Muslim slaves. The same reason they didn't like Indian slaves, because they weren't afraid to die.
Once you realize you're not safe, your children and your families aren't safe, the people who you're bringing in the world are not going to be safe long after you, there becomes a need to stand up and survive at all costs.
We are the Maroons. We are today's Maroons. We are the force that's moving forward. We will never be stopped.
Media was not allowed to publicize or let much information out at all about the Negro presence within this war. However, there was a letter that was discovered from then General Andrew Jackson describing the First Seminole War as a quote-unquote savage and Negro war.
The interesting thing about the Black Seminole War was the white media was not allowed to print stories about black people beating the U.S. government the way they were beating them. They didn't want this information to go out because that information would spread. If black people heard about these black folks down in Florida putting in this work and killing all of these white people, that would kind of get everybody else hyped. So they didn't want that information to get out there. They would charge people with sedition if you printed stories about the Black Seminoles and the Black Maroons participating in this war. So they've always had to frame the war as an Indian war, because it's easier to say that we're getting beat by Indians than to say there's these Negroes that's really giving us the business.
But Andrew Jackson would write it in a letter, which is in the Library of Congress. He said, y'all send me down there to fight Indians, and all I was fighting is niggas. This is record. So they understood, but if they would say they were fighting Africans or black folks, what would that do to the morale of the people they still had on the plantations enslaved?